What is up? It's your grandma's addict, and we're back with another video. It's pretty fucking cold where I'm at. Sorry. About top 5 all times at positions. Point guard, shooting guards, stuff like that, and the NBA. So we'll take it right off with point guards.
Well, the main reason we're doing this is because we haven't had much debate. We haven't had much arguments in our past videos. In the mock draft, there's a couple hideous takes by Aiden, but we feel like this video will definitely bring out some arguments, definitely some debates between all three of us, no one in particular. So with that being said, I think we're starting off with point guard. So Alex, take it away.
I got Chris Paul at number 5. I think he's named the point god for a reason. I mean, like he's what you want on your team. Even at 36, I think he is 36, 35. He's still a huge part of the Suns. What they're doing, without him, I don't think they'd even be close to where they are. That's why. Anyone else? What do y'all think about that?
Well, we're starting off on the right page because I also have CP3 at number 5. There's some stats going around this week of the Clippers. What other teams has he been on? The Rockets, the Suns. Is there any other teams? Is that it?
Pelicans.
All the teams that he's joined the season after, their record's gone exponentially up. Like his stats are good. They're not like to the level of, guys like Oscar Robertson and Steph Curry, but his impact, he just helps teams win games. The Suns were close to making it to the playoffs last year. They didn't quite make it, but this year, number 2 seed in the West, and they could be number 1 by the time the season's ended, and that's all because of CP3.
Mm-hmm. And I think if CP3 doesn't injure his hamstring in the conference finals with the Rockets, I think we win a title.
Okay, maybe not a title, but you can make it to the finals, but...
We lost in 7. If CP3 was there, we probably would have won in 6.
Yeah, and we would have got past the Warriors, but...
LeBron got swept by the Warriors. And if we beat the Warriors in 6, do you think we're not going to do the same thing?
You guys probably would have missed 39 straight threes in that series.
Cleveland was not a good team.
Who do you have?
Well, we're starting off with some controversy already because I have John Stockton over Chris Paul. All-time leader in assists, finals experience. My only knock on Chris Paul is that he just hasn't been to the finals before. Hasn't been able to get a team to the finals. Obviously, the hamstring injury.
You look at
definitely would have made it.
CP3 has not had a Karl Malone.
Well, Blake Griffin is not a Karl Malone, but
not even close to Karl Malone.
Yeah, but in his prime, BG was really good.
He was good, but nowhere close to Karl Malone. I feel like that Clippers team should have went to the finals, but they underachieved. Is what it is.
All right. Well, you know what? That's not that bad. Like, that's not an arguable. Like, I accept that take. That's not something I bitch about you for. But, all right, I guess I'll kick off number 4 then. At number 4, I have the old Isaiah Thomas. The new Isaiah Thomas is the better one. But at number 4, I got Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Piston. You guys might hate that he's low, but it's just where I have him. His stats compared to the guy that I have at 3 just don't make up.
Okay, no. I know you have Oscar Robertson at 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Orgasm?
Yep.
All right. What Isaiah Thomas brings, this is why I have him over Steph Curry. He brings the intangibles and the dirtiness that you want your point guard that plays significantly better defense to have.
Are you sleeping on Mr. Curry's intangibles? Off ball, man. Isaiah Thomas can't play off the ball like the way Steph Curry can.
All right, but here's the reason why I have Oscar over Isaiah, all right? More points per game over their career, better field goal percentage, more rebounds, more assists per game, less steals per game, but that doesn't – more MVPs, equal All-Star appearances, and way more All-NBA.
when you look at Isaiah Thomas, he was playing in a harder era.
Sure.
So I think where I have it somewhere. Can't fucking see shit. This is my arguments for Curry. So I think I'm putting Isaiah over Oscar.
All right. So wait, who's your number 4? Who's your number 4?
Number 4, it's Oscar.
Okay. So leave Steph Curry out of it because we're talking about just 4 right now. So just say why you have Oscar at 4.
Okay. Well, I got Oscar Robertson at 4. Because, I mean, he was the first person to get the triple-double. But why I have Isaiah over him is because the defense. Oscar was a good defender. But Isaiah Thomas can be looked at as one of the best defensive point guards of all time. And, you know, that Detroit team, it was gritty. It thrived on defense. And I think he was a big part of that. I mean, he played in it with a sprained ankle and won the game. I mean, you don't get more passionate than that. I think he brings that to his team. That's why I have him so high.
Aiden, who do you have at 4?
I also have Oscar Robertson at 4, and mainly the same reasons as Alex, you know. So I don't really get into that because it's literally the same thing.
All right, fair enough then. Well, then, yeah, we already touched on it. I have Oscar Robertson personally.
Oscar averaging the triple-double and, like, scoring he averaged 24 per game, right?
25.7 throughout his entire career.
How many seasons did Kareem play with them?
I have no idea.
I think 2. Could have been.
I mean, he put up good – because he was on the Royals. Like, he was before even with the Bucks. So, like, when Kareem played, I don't know how, like, his numbers differentiated. If I even said that word right. But just to do that back in an era where you're not taking threes, there was no three-point line, I don't think, when he was in his prime. You don't see handling the ball point guard play as much. I think it was pretty good because now triple-doubles are everywhere.
Sure.
Hey, it was pretty insane.
You could say that Oscar Robertson played with Kareem outside of his prime because he got to Milwaukee when he was 32 years old.
You could. But he was still cheap.
And you
Yeah,
two, you both have Isaiah Thomas at 3. Oh, well, actually, Alex, who do you have at 3? Because I'm not sure who it is at this point.
I got Curry at 3. I already said this.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
No. Sure, he has 2 MVPs, but if the three-point shot was already, like, you could use this in his argument for why he's better or against. Sure, he made the three-point shot what it is today, but some of the reasons that he got those MVPs was because he was so, you know, revolutionary. He had good stats, but I was watching this video about someone. It's like, if, like, record doesn't matter, who has the better season keeps it. And Curry only gets, like, 1 MVP, and he barely gets it. Because his stats were good, but just what he did as, like, to revolutionize the game, to make people shoot threes, I think that's what really put him over. He shouldn't have been the first unanimous MVP. A Shaq should have got it first. I don't know who voted for fucking Steve Nash for a 3rd time in a row. The one dude that did it. That was Isaiah's a better defender, a better playmaker. He's more efficient inside. I mean, I think Curry shoots better, but you look at Isaiah's 2-point attempts, he was averaging 15 twos a game. Curry's averaging 9. And Isaiah's shooting like 3% lower than him. So I think that's more efficient. And so, yeah. That's all I got.
Aiden, at 3?
It's a good argument, but no, at 3 I have Isaiah Thomas. Look,
They're interchangeable. If you swing,
they are interchangeable. It's just when somebody transcends the game the way Steph Curry did, there's something you can't ignore. And the skill that he plays with is there's no other point guard like him. His style is so unique. Like, all you could say, yeah, you know, the younger players that are coming in try to, you know, model their game after him like that, but they'll never be able to do it the way he did.
No. He revolutionized it.
All right, well, then on the number 2.
But who do you have at 3? Yeah.
Oh, I 3. I have Oscar.
No.
I
Okay.
said that. Yeah. All right. So we'll start off with Aiden for number 2.
So yeah, number 2, I have Steph Curry. I just think 73-9 team, greatest record of all time.
Didn't even win the championship when they were in 73 and or something.
Yeah. That's because LeBron's a GOAT. But I know he has no Finals MVPs, and a lot of people like to use that as a knock against him. And people also like to say that he's a beneficiary of the system, and if you put Damian Lillard in that system, he'll thrive as well. But Steph Curry he really did lead that team. I know, and I personally, I don't think Andre Iguodala should have got that Finals MVP. I know he did a lot of work to guard LeBron and all of that stuff, but Curry was still the leading scorer.
You put everyone else on LeBron, he's going for like 50 a game. Andre Iguodala did his role. He didn't stop him. He slowed him down, and that's why.
All right, Alex, number 2.
I got Isaiah. I mean, he's a way better defender than Curry. I think, I don't know about way better, but he's definitely a better playmaker. I like the intangibles.
Better at fouling than Steph Curry is, that's for sure.
Hey, if it was in, what is it? If Curry was playing back in the day, getting knocked on his ass, he'd be bitching the whole time. So, yeah, I've already said this. I think Isaiah is not better skillfully, but just what he's done for his team and what he brings to a team. What the fuck was that?
Just keep going.
I think he's better all the time. That's where I'd put him.
All right, so I guess it's time for my number 2. This might be a bit controversial.
Oh, God.
I got
No.
Mr. HIV, Magic Johnson at number 2.
One?
What?
Huh?
All right, I'm kidding. I also have Curry.
Oh my God! Yes.
I have Curry at 2. I think by the time that he retires, he will have overtaken Magic. But yeah, that's the only thing that I can really say. Like as of right now, Magic's number 1. But by the time he retires, I think Curry will be number 1.
I can see that.
So then going in the number 1, pretty self-explanatory. We all have Magic, I assume. There's not really much of a debate. Like people could argue Steph, but
I don't think there's any arguing for the top spot. People that say Curry's number 1 are just little kids.
We don't even need to stay his stats, his accomplishments. He's done it all.
I feel like he was the Lakers while he had Kareem, he was like the number 1 option. It was a team.
Yeah.
And he led them to those titles. Kareem did his thing. He's the second greatest center of all time, Kareem. But Magic was still, I think, better on the Lakers. Yeah. Right.
All right. So we're all pretty much, the top 5 for all of us is pretty much the same, just in different order. So shooting guard, I think, is going to be probably pretty similar. It'll probably be the most similar one, I'd say. So I'll kick it off. Number 5, shooting guard. This one might be a bit different from you guys, but I got the logo, Jerry West, coming in at number 5.
Wasn't he a point guard?
No, he did play. No, he played shooting guard for a while too.
Like that was yeah. I think he's, like the top. For me, the top 3, 4 guys were pretty simple. The debate that I had was between Jerry West and Harden for number 5. Ray Allen kind of was in the conversation too, not as much.
Harden's on your top 5?
No.
What?
The face of disgust.
How?
Keep going, Jack. Keep going.
1 MVP, 0 rings, 0 finals appearances, I think.
Dude, if Jerry West played now, he wouldn't even be a top 25 player. He changed the logo.
But he didn't play now, and he has 12 All-NBAs to Harden's 6.
He's played way longer than Harden.
Besides the point. Jerry West is better all time than Harden.
No,
Harden has some nice points per game numbers, but as far as career accomplishments, apart from that MVP,
Who was Jerry West playing with when he was on those Lakers teams?
You got you there, man.
I don't know. Elgin Baylor. Kobe.
And
Kobe?
I'm kidding.
No, who?
Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain.
How long
Yeah,
did you
Will.
know Elgin Baylor for?
I don't
His whole
fucking know.
career. His whole
I
career.
didn't watch
Wow.
I didn't watch Jerry West game film before this.
No, they played like their whole Lakers career together.
Elgin Baylor, who is a top 5 power or a small forward. He had Wilt, who's a top 5 center. I'm spoiling all the fucking lists. I don't care.
He doesn't give a shit.
I don't care. I'm going off. So when you have that much help, you could look at championships and say, yeah. But
Hey man, y'all think LeBron's finals record is bad? Jerry West is 1-8.
Oh, 1-8.
He's 1-8.
1-8.
Find me
No.
Team Harden.
But no. One thing that he does have, like one incredible stat, is he's the first and only ever Finals MVP. To like he's the only person to ever win it on the losing team.
That's just stupid.
But then again, it was back in a time where like people loved, they loved that how
They
he
loved
was
their
a
white
white
boys.
guy who they loved their white boy, so
That's why Jerry
I
West
had to give it to him.
logo. You can name like 25 other people that deserve to be the logo of fucking Jerry West.
Dude, I'd give Joakim Noah the logo over Jerry West.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Either one of you want to say who you have at 5?
I think we have the same person.
I got AI.
Yeah, I have AI as well.
It was T-Mac and AI for me. But the MVP really helped AI in the fact that he brought a team with next to nobodies with them on Philly to the finals. That shows how much he could carry his team, take that load over. I mean, he wasn't a great defender. He wasn't a good defender, but his offensive impact, that was just...
Next to none, man.
His offensive impact... Oh, next... Oh, God.
Yeah, next to none.
Yeah, he was elite.
All right. Well, moving on to because Aiden's just gonna say what Alex said. Number 4, I got Manu Ginobili.
Yo, this...
No, I'm kidding.
You're killing me, man.
Number 4, I got Allen Iverson. I just think he carried a team more than Harden's ever carried a team before. He brought that 76ers wash team with no help to the finals. Obviously, they got smoked by Kobe and Shaq, but he won the MVP. He has like the accolades and stuff like that.
My grandfather's ashes.
What?
Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
I'm a big Allen Iverson guy. I think that he kind of he didn't change the game as much as Steph Curry, but I feel like he definitely had a big impact on, the way the game, not even on the court, but just off the court, how players carried themselves. I feel like Allen Iverson had a big influence on all that stuff.
Would you see anyone doing step backs if it wasn't for Harden?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
people were doing step backs a little bit before Harden.
No, they weren't.
No, they were doing it, but just not at the amount of volume that he was. Bro, we have Harden in the same place.
I know.
It's just that
who's doing step backs?
You can search up fucking step back shots on
You
YouTube.
can search up one step back every fucking season by a player.
Tony
But
Parker
it's a
had a nasty step
consistent shot.
back.
You see Luka consistently stepping back because of Harden.
Yeah, now I'm saying, it's because in high volume now, but.
Luka was doing that as a 12-year-old, Alex. Watch his tape from Real Madrid.
I saw a step back today from him when he was 17 years old as he had a game winner. So.
Harden didn't influence shit other than shitty beat.
Okay, I don't agree with that, but all right.
All right, well then, who do you guys have at number 4?
Harden. I
Harden.
think we have at least 2 MVPs.
No. Because every time you and Aiden have had the same guy, you've explained why, and then Aiden's just copied you. So let's let Aiden take this one.
Sure.
I'm literally about to start off the same thing. Yes, he should have 2 MVPs. Giannis should not have that first one.
At least.
He should have at least 2. I can't even. It's so hard to get into how skilled James Harden is. He truly is an offensive wizard. People want to talk about how bad the foul baiting is and all of that stuff. It's The guy's a masterpiece. He's a walk-in bucket. And the reason I've also put him over Allen Iverson, even though he hasn't been to the finals before, it's just pure skill. He's just a better player than him. And you said the thing about Allen Iverson carried a worse team. I would probably argue that other than Chris Paul, that Rockets team was not that great.
Other than
Clint.
No.
Okay. Clint Capella. That's your Dikembe Mutombo.
Chris Paul
Clint
was
Capella
for at least half that season.
Okay, so call Clint Capella your Dikembe Mutombo
to start the season off.
comparison.
They were in like the 7th seed.
Sure.
And Chris Paul got injured. Harden took control. I think this was in 2019 where he should have won the MVP. He brought them to like the 4th seed. Chris Paul he obviously had something to do, but without Harden, I don't even think they're a playoff team.
They wouldn't. Yeah, actually, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I don't think they would have made it to the playoffs. Clint Capella's not enough.
He took that team on his back. He averaged the 30 fucking points. That's insane. I think Kobe averaged 35 in his highest season. And Harden averaged 34. So I got him
2 steals to top it off. And 7 assists.
I think it was 8. It was like
a near 36-point double-double. Allen Iverson's not touching that.
No, he's not.
All right. Well, then number 3.
And
think
Harden's a way better rebounder too. Like a 60-point triple double.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
All right. So for number 3, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement with this one. Kobe Bryant at number 3. Just kidding.
Bastard.
Dwayne Wade at number 3 is who I got. I'm pretty sure that's who you guys both got, unless you want to throw MJ.
Hey, how'd you spell his name in your notes?
I just put Wade.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People say that he got carried by LeBron and Chris Bosh. That is true, but I'm kidding.
He won a championship.
Yeah.
And he was
that's what I'm saying. He won before both of them ever did. So
young too.
People discrediting Dwayne is foul. Greatest Miami Heat player of all time over LeBron. Not the best player to play for the Heat, just the greatest Heat of all time.
Yeah.
It's not Dade County, it's Wade County, baby.
Never won an MVP though. One of the best players never to win an MVP, in my opinion. But yeah, just right off the bat, he had a serious impact on the Heat. People say, "Oh, he had Shaq." They're fucking idiots because Shaq was old as shit at that time.
He wasn't old as shit, but he was definitely not Lakers.
Well, he was out of his prime.
Yeah,
he was out of
very
shit.
close to
that
the
was
end of his
the
prime.
beginning. Yeah.
Was that the first season he went to the Heat where he won? He was still good.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like the Shaq that people think of when they're thinking about Kobe and Shaq's dynasty, stuff like that. Because then
he wasn't Superman.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. All right. Well, then number 2, I think we're all also in agreement for this one. 2 and 1 are pretty simple. If anyone says Kobe over MJ, that's ridiculous. Kobe's a great player all time, and he was a legend. So R.I.P. Kobe. But he had similar tendencies as Michael Jordan, but just not to the same level. So I think we all have MJ 1 and Kobe 2. Both all-time greats, though. Both you could make the argument for both of them to be in the top 4, top 3 all time, like in any position.
Just one thing I want to say about Kobe, though. Obviously, great player. Probably one of the I want to say greatest Laker of all time, but for me, it goes to Magic. But anyway, I think about Kobe is that a lot of people ignore the losing seasons that he had when Shaquille O'Neal left.
Yeah.
And, if you're going to bring up – people love to bring up the losing seasons Michael Jordan had, but
Kobe does have 2 championships to Shaq's 1 when they left.
All I'm gonna say is, how does this man have D'Angelo Russell and
Julius Randle
not win the championship? Those 2 guys are legends. No, I'm kidding.
Shaq, would you take D Wade over Pau Gasol? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
So it
all
just
time.
goes to show how much Kobe won 2 with Pau, and Shaq only won 1 with Dwayne.
Yeah.
All right, so we are doing small forwards now.
Yes, we are.
Kick us off, Jack. Who you got at 5?
Me, number 5. I'll start off with another Los Angeles Laker. Believe he recently passed away, so R.I.P. to Elgin Baylor. I have him at number 5 on my list. I got a guy coming out of left field for number 4. Not really out of left field. He's not as popular as the rest of them, but for Elgin Baylor, I think that he was underappreciated, like, for the new generation, because like when we think of like old school players now, we think of like Kareem, Bill Russell, Jerry West, maybe like Larry Bird, some guys like that. But I feel like Elgin Baylor, he was definitely definitely a dominant player back then, and needs to get the respect he deserves right now.
All right, here you go for Aiden.
I also have the Laker legend Elgin Baylor.
5.
Oh, sorry, 5. Yeah, I also have Elgin Baylor at 5. Career average 27 points and 12 boards a game as a forward.
That's crazy.
He's dominating the game from he entered the league. He has never averaged under 10 points a game in his entire career. Insane. But yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Elgin Baylor, number 5.
Alex, you've been hyping up your number 5 guy for a while now, so let's hear it.
I got Scottie Pippen at 5. He revolutionized the game. He was the first ever.
I agree with you on that.
I
agree with you on that. I agree with that. However,
what? Was Curry not in your guys' thing tied because he revolutionized the 3-point shot?
The point forward didn't revolutionize basketball the way 3-point shot did. Notable point forwards I can think of is, off the top of my head, well, Scottie Pippen, obviously. LeBron, obviously.
Scottie Pippen.
Grant Hill.
LeBron. Grant Hill wasn't really a point forward. He
but he was.
He didn't share the ball like Scottie did.
He could distribute it, though. All right, keep going.
Scottie was a great playmaker. Obviously an elite defender. When Jordan went off the team, I don't know if when Jordan was off because of the gambling shit and they kicked him out. I think Scottie, if you could fact check this, he was in MVP conversations. Fact check
that. I think that is true. They also had a. I know they had way. I think they had more than 55 wins that season too.
He picked the team up when MJ wasn't there. Sure, they didn't win, but he wasn't a slouch. And I think he's top 5. I think he's the 5th best small forward of all time.
All right.
And I'll just start number 4. I got Elgin at my number 4. Obviously, everything that you guys said, the average 27 a game is crazy. No shit like that. All right.
For me at number 4, I got another guy who's kind of underappreciated from the old school, John Havlicek.
Whoa.
Wow. Yep.
That one hit me left field.
Yep. 20 points per game. Shot pretty decently from the field all around. There's no 3-point percentage available on this site for him because it wasn't that popular back then, I guess. Rebounds 6.3 a game.
Look, give him 13 to their Hall of Fame and 2K all the time, though.
Yeah, 13-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA. He was another guy like Elgin Baylor back in the day. He was, all the old folks that used to watch basketball back then definitely know who he is and definitely appreciate his skills. But it's not something that a lot of new people, like, he's not like a big name that kids our age hear about. But I think overall, he's had a great impact and he's an all-around good player. So I have him at number 4.
I can't argue that.
For me at number 4, I have Dr. J, Julius Erving. I know we're saying it's the NBA, but you can't forget about the ABA before the merger. Julius Erving had 2 championships in the ABA before they merged and became the NBA, and he won another one. He's a 4-time MVP, career average 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. Amazing efficiency. revolutionized dunking.
You got to realize the ABA did not have the competition the NBA had.
Yeah.
But still,
No,
that's not really true, because if you look at his career points in the ABA and then put the NBA right next to it, the point drop off isn't that huge.
it's not. But if we're talking about the championships, he's
Yeah,
three in the ABA, right?
2 in the ABA, 1 in the
Two
NBA.
in the ABA. Can you name a significant player
In the ABA,
that came
besides him,
besides Julius Erving?
probably not. But
Exactly.
still, Dr. J revolutionized basketball, bro. People say what Michael Jordan's. People say Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time. He modeled his game after Julius Erving. He wanted to be like Dr. J.
Everyone.
And he ended up being way better.
Yeah, ended up being way better. But John Havlicek and Scottie Pippen didn't transcend basketball the way Julius Erving did. End of discussion.
I would argue they did. Not what's his name, John Havlicek. But if Scottie Pippen wasn't bringing the ball up, making those plays, I don't think LeBron is what he is today. LeBron is like a better Scottie Pippen, not a better defender. LeBron's not near Scottie's defensive level. But the IQ Scottie has when he's making those plays, he's not flashy like Magic. He just has the basketball IQ to make the smart play. You know what I'm saying?
I think another thing I agree with you about Scottie Pippen is that I think that without him, the triangle offense never would have worked.
Without Scottie?
No, so basically the way their coaches ran. No, yeah, obviously that, but Scottie Pippen had to bring the ball up the floor and initiate the offense, and that triangle would have never worked if they didn't have him. So
No,
that's why I agree with you on the point forward.
Okay, you're agreeing. All right, got you.
All right, number 3, we all got
KD, I think.
I think I should kick off number 3 because I got a bit of a controversial one.
Oh my lord!
Yeah.
You lost me at John Havlicek. You can't lose me anymore. There's no way.
Don't have. I know who's number 3 for him.
Is it?
It is. I'm taking Kevin Durant over to Larry Bird.
So that means Larry Bird's your number 3?
Yep.
I don't agree.
Holy smokes!
I mean, it's not the worst take of all time, but Larry Bird he's just better all time. I think Kevin will be better at the end of his career. I think he's going to win a title with the Nets. But right now, Larry Bird has more accolades. You could say Larry Bird was a better shooter. Kevin's a fantastic shooter, but you could still say Larry Bird's a better shooter.
Who's the best scorer of all time?
Kobe Bryant.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's KD. I'll give you that. But
Larry Bird's defense is better than Kevin Durant's.
People talk about that KD dangerous mid-range game. Who had the dangerous mid-range game before him?
MJ?
Larry Bird.
Oh,
Larry Bird. Sorry. Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but yeah. Bro, you ever heard the story about Larry Bird where this guy was bored? So he was like, you know what? Let me just play this entire playoff game only shooting with my left hand. And he dropped more than 20 points.
Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain
He
spitting
walked
on
into
that
the
guy in the elevator.
3-point competition and said, all right, which one of you bitches is coming in second place? Because I got first locked.
Dude,
that's how thug Larry Bird is.
They should have slapped.
Larry Bird's a thug.
They should have slapped.
They won't do
haircut. Whatever.
Oh my god. All right, okay. Number 2. Who we got at number 2?
Well, I got KD. You guys both got Larry Bird.
We both have Larry Bird. 100%. Man.
KD hit me up. Shannon Sharp's a douchebag for what he said.
That's the only reason why you think? Because he's a better scorer?
I mean, no, but like it's a valid reason.
But no,
I understand it.
Look at everything else. Defensively, Larry Bird's better.
Bird's way better. 3-time
Kevin Durant has not led a team like Larry Bird has led his team. Larry Bird's better. I don't see.
He was also going up against.
Shit, Jack.
He was also going up against that insane Showtime Lakers squad, and still managed to win 3 championships against Magic Johnson.
All right, but man, people forget. People always roast KD for being like, "Yo, you have a stacked ass team." Like, You always go for the stacked teams. Larry Bird's team was pretty stacked too.
They were a great team.
That's
But
all I'm saying.
to become a Hall of Famer back in the day was easier than it would be now.
Yeah, it is easier, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, that's what I just fucking said.
Yeah. I bet it is.
What?
He's wrong. He knows he's wrong, so he's just pulling shit out of his ass.
Okay. Moving on.
We all got LeBron wrong.
The best player of all time.
There's no debate. He's the greatest player of all time.
He's second greatest player of all time.
Jesus.
Power
Christ.
forwards. Start off with number 5. Number 5 is pretty tough because there's like a lot of guys that you could include there between Dennis Rodman, maybe Kevin McHale, Bob Pettit.
Okay, yeah.
I went with
Rodman, but
I went with Charles Barkley.
Okay.
I like Chuck. Never watched him play, obviously, because I'm fucking 16. But
you've seen The Last Dance. You've seen enough footage. You've seen the important things.
Exactly. Good rebounder, pretty solid scorer as well. I don't think he ever got a ring, but he did get an MVP, which is also very, very because MVPs are individual awards, rings are team awards, so it showed that he is a great player, even if his team wasn't the best.
What was his average per game?
His average per game, he was putting up 22. He actually, apart from Karl Malone, is out of these top 10 guys. Karl Malone and Bob Pettit are the only big name all-time power forwards who are scoring more per game than him. He has more points per game than Dirk, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, all those guys. So, yeah, I got Chuck at 5.
I got Kevin McHale at 5. I didn't watch anything on him. I just, I knew that he was good. I've listened to even Kevin Garnett. I watched Kevin Garnett's, some of his interviews. And he says that he would take Kevin McHale over him because Kevin McHale was a leader to him.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin McHale drafted him in Minnesota. And Kevin McHale taught him everything he knows. And Kevin McHale, he played on, I think, a sprained ankle is for 2 years, or a bad ankle for 2 years. I'm probably getting that wrong. I know he played on his bad ankle, and now he's limping for life. And just what he did is he's one of the best post players ever. I've watched a little bit of footage on him, and what he did in the post was insane. I would put that he's one of the best post players of all time. I think he averaged in the 20s for points, maybe 19. I got him at 5.
All right, Aiden.
He was also my bad, Aiden, but he was also a very underrated defender. You couldn't get past him in the post.
Well, I think our power forward lists are gonna be a little different. I had Dirk Nowitzki at number 5.
Huh?
I had Dirk at number 5.
All the way at 5?
All the way at 5. I think that the people, I'm not going to name them, obviously not to give it away, but I think the people above him have just done more for the they've done more for the position, and they've just had better accolades. And obviously, Dirk did transcend the game a little bit, the whole shooting big man thing. But it's just not enough to put him up any more than 5.
That's foul. Well, yeah, our lists are all going to be different. But the thing with power forwards is that, they're, apart from the number 1 and 2 guys, there's so many guys that are all, in the general, range where, no matter what you say, you can't get it too wrong. There can definitely be an argument with that. I'd argue Dirk's way, a decent bit higher.
Centers are going to be the
center's going to be, because Alex is. Anyway, number 4.
No fiction, baby.
Number 4 for power forwards. For me, it was between Dirk and this guy, and I was debating putting this guy at 3, but I decided that I'd take Dirk over him, and it's Kevin Garnett, the big ticket. He has a ring. He was part of a great team in the Celtics, but I think he played his best I think he played his
I had to
best.
team up with a super team to get a ring, unlike Dirk, but it's all right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
that's why, man. That's why I have Dirk ahead of him. But Garnett, all around, he was a pretty solid defender. Put up 17.8 throughout his entire career, so he was the highest scored power forward you can find. But he was a good rebounder, got them
Average
blocks.
double.
Yeah, and he has an MVP as well. So I'm a big KG fan, but I just couldn't put him over Dirk. Aiden?
I have Kevin Garnett over Dirk, actually. That one championship that he had in, I think it was 2008, right? Brought glory back to the Celtics. I mean, obviously they didn't win anymore after that, but just for that one season, for them to all come together and dominate the way they did. They again
To get
transcended the league.
wasted on the fucking Brooklyn Nets after.
Yeah, again, that whole big three thing transcended basketball again. I mean,
yeah,
it really turned the league into a players' league instead of a owners' league. So now,
Yeah.
Is that a
players being
good
able to
thing?
make their own decisions? I think it's a great thing.
depends.
I think. Imagine if the NFL was like that.
The players have too much power now, I think.
Yeah, if
I think the players should hold all the power.
No,
They-
they shouldn't. You see
They
what hard
100% should.
Dude, then why don't the
That's
players
so
have
tough.
their own teams, man? The fucking people who own the teams should have majority of the power because it's their fucking team. The players are the ones who want to play for that team. If it was players all in power, then they could go fucking create their own league with fucking LeBron could buy a team. They could all have the fucking teams and they could make their own league, man.
You could argue that league would make way more money than the NBA.
You couldn't, dude. What
It could
you
because
think?
all the players would go
No.
to that
But
league.
do you
But
think?
would it be
Do
fun?
you think? Do you think?
Because
Okay.
everyone's gonna
No.
wanna
Oh,
play
one at a time.
No, I see what you mean. I see what you mean because at first I thought you were saying like the NBA, right? Like the NBA, because like what I think you're trying to say is like if all the players left the NBA and created their league, like and the NBA was still a league with like players who didn't get into the other one, like new guys, then the players league would probably do better numbers. But like if the players started their own league and then the NBA wasn't a thing, if you're comparing the players league to like 2 years ago NBA, the NBA would demolish it. Because, dude, part of the, like, it's not all basketball that goes into it. You know what I mean? Like, there's the marketing,
Business.
promotions, a huge fucking thing. And if the players want to start their own league, like, fucking LeBron's going to be, what's that movie called with Will Ferrell, where he's like the coach, the fucking star player, the owner, the GM, all that shit. That, like,
He plays
you
for
think
the French
LeBron,
Tropics.
yeah. You think LeBron's going to be making calls to post the ads on Instagram while he's fucking dropping 20 a game? Like, no, dude.
Yeah, like
think-
now if you see Harden, AD, Kawhi even. Kawhi, he wasn't really injured in San Antonio. And
Yeah.
he just he didn't want to play for them. Harden, he played like dog shit on purpose. He didn't play absolutely horrible, but he definitely didn't play to his full potential because he didn't want to play.
He was like scrimmaging.
And I think you should play
40-point triple-double is a scrimmage for James Harden?
Yeah, you have to play that one game, the first opener against Portland. 44 and 17?
Something like that.
He just had to show people he still got the sauce. Then he was back to not doing really anything. You know.
Anyways, let's get back on topic here because this is not fucking political NBA versus debate. Number 3. Who did you have for number 4, Alex?
Got KG at 4. Okay,
so we all got KG at 4. Number 3, I got Dirk. Like I said earlier, between him and KG, it was tough because, like, as far as like just numbers go, like they're pretty similar. But Dirk also has that MVP. But the difference between the two of them for me was KG's ring was with a, not as dominant as a super team as like the Warriors or the Bulls, but still a fucking super team.
It was the super team.
Yeah, Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, that's a stack. And Kendrick Perkins, the fucking GOAT. But no, I think, Dirk winning that ring against Wade, Bosch, and LeBron pretty much by himself. He had that washed-ass Steve Nash, I think.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, that's who it was. JJ Barea, man, might have been on that team too. So that
LeBron stopper.
That was the X factor. But yeah, I think Dirk all time is.
Jason Terry was good.
Yeah. So shut up, Dirk. Who do you guys got?
At 3, I got Karl Malone.
Yo.
I got Mr. 14-year-old himself.
Whoa. Okay. Add to the list of people we can't have on the show. Karl Malone.
I like Karl. He's hilarious.
Yeah, but you just made the 14-year-old joke.
You see that? Woody, everyone makes a joke about him impregnating a 14-year-old. It's just like,
all right. Keep going.
Karl Malone underage sex. That's the three things.
That's what's going to get us views.
All right. I got Karl because I feel like if you don't put John Stockton on that team, one of the best passers of all time, their whole offense, most of the game was pick and roll. Feed Karl. And if you put like a primary scoring point guard who could still dish, but he could score too, like you put Oscar Robertson. I know the timelines are different, but you put Oscar Robertson on that team who could still pass, but he's primarily scoring. Karl Malone is not getting the points he got, all the stuff he got. I feel like, what's his name? John Stockton was a huge contributor to Karl Malone's legacy.
I agree.
And they don't have a chip because of MJ. They were close, though. They were close.
Yeah.
That's why.
To be honest, though, they are notoriously choked a lot of times, though.
They did.
Obviously, yeah, you could say because of NJ, but they had some pretty bad chokes.
It was a push-off, by the way.
Dude, his momentum was going that way already. You've heard MJ explain it before. I don't got to go in depth. Everyone's heard the explanation. I wonder what Brian Russell thinks, I wonder what he's just at home just
crying. That's what he is. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys might be a little heated about this one, but for my number 3, I got Charles Barkley there.
What, really?
What?
I just think, first of all, a huge thing for me that I value a lot is the MVP bro, he won an MVP in the Jordan era.
Who was your 5?
He had Dirk
at number 5. Yeah, I had Dirk at 5.
That's foul.
Wow.
Dude, Charles Barkley, amazing defender. Like I said before, 11-time All-NBA, and the MVP in the Jordan era is a huge thing. Obviously, I know they lost in that finals.
Thanks
They
for
really
making
keep
my
it that
argument
close.
for centers, then.
Oh, jeez, dude. Anyway,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's debatable.
And before I finish, Charles Barkley, career double-double as well. So, could guard all 5 positions.
Moving on, number 2.
He was
Second.
the greatest perimeter defender.
Yeah. Second most points all time.
Average, though.
Karl Malone. It's pretty. I wouldn't say that big of a gap between him and who I got at number 1, but there's definitely a gap there.
We all have Tim Duncan number 1. We can just say that.
Oh, give it away. Yeah, it's not a huge gap, but it's definitely a sizable one.
I got Dirk. Wait, do your explanation. My bad, Jack.
Who, me or Aiden?
You, because you said
Oh, yeah. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, Second most points of all time. It's fucking ridiculous. Like you said, John Stockton definitely had a big part of his legacy, which John Stockton, he was really close to being in my top 5 point guards of all time. So they're both great in their own right. Obviously, without either one of them, without Karl, John wouldn't have been as good. Without John, Karl wouldn't have been as good. But yeah, 2-time MVP, second most points of all time. I got him at number 2.
He won the MVP late into his career too.
Yeah, I did.
The oldest person to win MVP.
Probably not the best person of all time. Not the second best person as far as power forwards go. But, yeah, as far as skills go, he's up there.
His son is actually in the NFL? Or was in the NFL?
I heard about that, actually.
And he didn't even want nothing to do with him.
Oh. All right. Who's your guys' number 2?
I have Dirk number 2. And I know it's a surprise, but it really is the ring that he beat that super team of Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron.
Dude, the only reason he won is because of LeBron's severe underperformance.
Doesn't matter. He won against 3
anyway,
Hall of Fame.
Keep going.
revolutionized big man. If it wasn't for him, Porzingis wouldn't even be a name that people knew. It's not a bias because I'm German. I really think he's that good.
German Jesus.
He has light-skinned kids. That's an up.
It contributes to the legacy.
It does contribute to his legacy, and I think that ring really puts him over. Obviously, has the MVP. Yeah, that's my argument. I don't got much there.
All right, number 1, I think we all have. Wait, who do you have at 2, Aiden?
Oh, I have Carmelo as well too.
Same reasons. Number 1, I think we all have Tim Duncan. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
This one is gonna be quite a few arguments. So,
we're not gonna show Timmy D any love.
We don't need to. It's fucking he's the best power forward of all time. No debate.
All right.
I think the most love you can show someone is when you don't have to explain why they're the best in their craft. You can just
good point.
And have nobody argue your case. But we will have some arguments for these cases, and I know Alex is going to argue this one. Number 5, I got Hakeem.
What?
Yeah! That's what we like to hear!
You know,
man who knows basketball.
You know, the top 5 compared to, like, the next guys that you could think of, like Patrick Ewing, David Robinson.
You got Patrick Ewing in your top 5?
No,
he doesn't. He almost gave him a heart attack.
I just said the gap between Hakeem, David Robinson, fucking Bob McAdoo, Robert Parrish, like, that's, like, a pretty solid gap.
Bob McAdoo? What the fuck?
But the gap between
Clippers legend, Bob McAdoo?
4 guys are, Hakeem's a great player, but compared to the
I got receipts. Don't worry, baby. It's all good.
All right, we'll see. Aiden, who do you got at 5?
I have Hakeem Olajuwon at 5 as well. Honestly, I think the gap between him and the next 4 people.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
There's no way I could put Hakeem ahead of them. And I know before you label me a hypocrite, Alex, I know I said one time Hakeem was the most skilled center ever, but
he is.
After watching things about some of the other people that I have on this list, I retract that statement. I no longer think that is true.
I'm going to save an argument for Hakeem until he gets there, all right?
All right, so who do you have at 5, Alex?
5, I got Bill Russell.
Don't need much.
Don't fucking show him your 3 chins, Aiden. I don't want to hear it, okay? I mean, he's in the championships. He's a great defensive center.
Amazing. Probably one of the greatest.
No, he's not. And I will show you. Don't worry.
Whatever, we'll get to that. We're all leading up to this anyway. These next guys, we're not going to give much of an explanation because we're running out of time and we want to hear Alex's points. So moving on then, number 4, these guys are all pretty interchangeable until you get to number 1. I got Wilt Chamberlain at 4. Him and Bill are like so fucking interchangeable for me. Like they're dead equal. I just put the first name that came to mind down at 4 between the two of them. Flipped a coin, literally. 30 points per game throughout his entire career. That's the most out of pretty much any center you can find. All-time great center. 22 fucking rebounds per game in his career. Ridiculous. 2 rings. 13-time All-Star. Not much to say there. Aiden, who do you have?
I have Bill Russell there. As you said, him and Wilt Chamberlain are really close. They're so interchangeable. But I just think that he wasn't as – I think that Bill Russell, he wasn't as good on one side of the ball as the other. Obviously, phenomenal defensively. Insanity. Like, putting up, 20 blocks a game. And what happened, Alex?
20 blocks a game? Where did you find that?
He's had 20 block games before.
Really? He hasn't had a quadruple, though.
Whatever, man. Moving on. Alex, who do you have at 4?
I have Wilt at 4 too.
Okay.
I think the era he played, really, if he played like in the Jordan era, he'd be the greatest of all time. If he played with like the talent now, or like even a few years before, even if he played, I believe Kareem was like a
bit after, I think.
I think him and Kareem played a couple seasons. I might be wrong.
Yeah, like it overlapped a bit. It overlapped a bit.
I don't know if they did. I thought they did though, but you have to look at who they played against. And I think that plays a big part. Obviously, he was a record breaker, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Insane.
All right, well then, number 3, like I said earlier, between Bill and Wilt, interchangeable as fuck. Bill, great player all time. I have him at number 3. It doesn't need much of an explanation. Fucking 11 championships, most of all time, ridiculous. Not as good points per game numbers as Wilt throughout his entire career. Like not even close, to be completely honest. But the championships speak for themselves. So yeah, Bill Russell at 3. Aiden?
For me, yeah, Wilt at 3. I just think that Wilt has how good he is on the offensive side of the ball is you can't ignore that. Like
Yeah.
putting up, and on the defensive side, I wouldn't say he's equal to Bill Russell. Bill Russell might edge him on that side of the ball, but Wilt is definitely up there. Like you don't put up a quintuple double because you're mad at defense. Like he's so insane.
Quintuple
Like,
double.
the records he has. Yes, quintuple double, bro.
What does that even mean?
5.
In 10 or more in 5 things.
He
There was
has
a
that?
game where he had like 50 plus points. He had 10 assists, like 25 plus boards. He had like 15 blocks, and I think he had like 13 steals. But yeah.
Wait, Alex, who do you have at 3?
I have Shaq Daddy at 3.
These. I'm sorry.
You gotta look at the people they had around them.
Yeah.
He had the second greatest shooting guard of all time. I'm sure he was still young, but it definitely helped. He was still there, and the last championship Shaq had with Dwayne Wade, it was Dwayne Wade that not really carried him, but he kind of did carry him, right?
Yeah.
I love Shaq. I think he was fantastic, the most dominant player of all time. But I think he's a little bit overrated. All right, Jack, who you got second?
Number 2, going with my boy Shaq. Most dominant player of all time. 15-time All-Star. Has a couple rings. 4. 14-time All-NBA. Got the MVP. Obviously, he had a lot of help. Well, not a lot of help, but he had him and Kobe. And but yeah, most dominant player of all time, in my opinion. So I got him at number 2.
Let me go next, just because I have the same person as you. It's mostly for the same reasons as well. Most dominant center of all time. Career 23-10. MVP. Last center to win an MVP, I believe, which is probably going to change this year. But fourth
Is
NBA
LeBron a center this year?
Is LeBron injured?
Is Devin Booker a center?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, shut up! Y'all sleep on Joel Embiid, man.
It's what?
Yes, Joel Embiid.
You can't be serious.
You not just see him drop 39 the other night, bro?
Jokic is winning the MVP, and it's not even close.
You two.
Okay.
You two. This is off topic, but you two are the motherfuckers that tried to tell me Embiid's better than Jokic.
He is better than Jokic. Embiid's the best center in the league.
He was gonna win the MVP.
Anyway, Aiden, why do you have Shaq at number 2?
It doesn't matter. The same reasons as you. I'm just gonna be repeating what you're saying.
All right,
go, Alex.
Number 2, I have Kareem.
Yo, what in the world is wrong with you? Explain.
Wait. Okay. Kareem is great. What he's done is insane. He only has 1 championship when he is the best player on that team. Only 1 with Oscar Robertson.
He was that one that Magic won their first one with Magic when it was Magic's rookie season. I think he led the team in points.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, my bad. You're right there. I'll give you that one.
Okay, no problem.
You got 2 championships when he's the best player on his team.
Hakeem only has 2 championships total.
And Hakeem hasn't had Magic Johnson.
Hakeem had Kenny the Jet Smith, man.
Okay, that's how you even sleep. I love Kenny.
Sleeping on Kenny.
But Kenny, you guys say why Kareem, and then I'll say why I have Hakeem number 1.
Okay, let me go. Can I go first, Jack? Can I go first? Is that okay?
Go for it.
Most points of all time, most MVPs of all time, 6-time NBA champion, 15-time All-NBA, career 24 points and 11 rebounds.
Put your fucking hand down, Jack, please.
Averaged more points than Hakeem throughout the career, averaged more rebounds throughout the career, averaged more assists throughout the career.
That's not true. What are you looking at?
It actually is true. Throughout the career, Hakeem averaged 2.5 assists.
And
What
Mr.
Kareem averaged?
Abdul-Jabbar averaged 3.6.
And what are points? What's the points difference?
24.6 to 21.8.
And what's the rebound difference? Like 2?
0.1.
Okay, 0.1. And Hakeem, I think,
Yo.
averaged 0.7 more blocks in his career.
That is true. Yeah, 0.5 actually. But yeah, close enough.
Hey, you
Same
got
shit.
done?
Go for it.
Okay. He's the best center because he's the best defensive best defensive player of all time. He leads the league in blocks by like 300, I think.
Yeah, he had a season where he basically averaged 5 blocks a game, which was actually pretty insane.
He's the only center to ever average 2 blocks and 2 steals in a season other than David Robinson and Gerald Wallace. He did this 4 times. And David Robinson and Gerald Wallace only did it once. This is true. Out of all of these guys in the top 5 we listed, he's the best 3-point shooter. It doesn't say a lot, but he is.
Oh,
He is the only center for his career out of these 5 to average over 1.5 steals and over 3 blocks. He's the only center ever, only player ever, only team ever to win a championship that's below a 5th seed. He's 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think Kareem has any Defensive Player of the Years. You said that, Charles Barkley's MVP, right? In the Jordan era? Because it was in the Jordan era, wasn't it?
he won his what's his name? Hakeem won his MVP when Jordan went to go play baseball.
When Hakeem and Jordan matched up in their whole career, he is
But that still doesn't justify
you're
it, though.
listen to me because it's my time to talk. 13. Okay, shut up. He is 13-10 against MJ in his career. He has won, I think, of not a lot of people, I'll tell you that have a winning record against the greatest player of all time.
Well, actually, I think Steph Curry has a winning record against LeBron, so he could tell you that.
He's not the GOAT. LeBron isn't the GOAT. Okay.
Put a cork.
Every other center has had a co-star. Except for him. He won without any all-stars. What's his name? Shaq had Kobe and D. Wade. Kareem had Oscar. Wilt played with bums. Kareem had Magic. Shit like that.
They weren't complete bums. Come on.
They weren't complete bums, but the thing is not even close. He has
All right.
2 quadruple doubles. Because you're pulling up means because you know I'm right. He has 1 quadruple double. They stole an assist away, which would have gave him 2 quadruple doubles. So he would have been the first player ever to have 2. I've said enough. 9-time all defense.
All right, and that'll wrap this video up. We got Kareem as the number 1 center.
Nope, we got
just a
Hakeem.
recap.
No, they're not arguing because I have 2 points and they can't say anything.
Because those points that you're listing are just there to make it sound like he's a better thing. With the
Dude,
the
you're
whole
just
2
naming
steals,
all of
2
his
blocks.
stats. I can name all of
That's
Kareem's
such a padded
stats.
thing. Yeah.
What do you
Kareem's stats are 100 times better.
Facts though.
Okay. What about this? Block champs. Kareem's 4 to Hakeem's 3. MVPs. Kareem's 6.
Wait, you say block
The
champs?
most ever. Yes.
Hakeem
else?
has the most blocks of all time. What are you talking about?
Oh, we're talking
Block
about
champs. You know what? When you lead the league in blocks,
Yeah.
That doesn't
We
matter.
only get it 3 times.
Yeah, you lead the league in
But
blocks.
it's the same as you. It's the same as you bringing. It's the same as you saying he's the only player ever to average 2 steals and 2 blocks a game in
Yeah, in 4
multiple
seasons.
seasons.
No,
Hakeem got lucky. LeBron went and played baseball.
LeBron went,
Or Michael, whatever the fuck.
but he had a winning record over him. Even MJ himself.
13-10 is not the most amazing
It's
record.
a winning
man.
record, and no people
That
before
shit
him.
ain't flashy, man. Anyway, keep going.
Michael Jordan even said that he would be scared to match up with Hakeem in an interview because he said that he might not win against them.
Michael Jordan said the Pacers gave him a hard time as well. I'd argue that Pacers team could take that Rockets team to 7 and potentially win.
But did the Pacers team beat MJ?
They brought him to 7 games. That's what I'm trying to say.
They didn't beat him, though.
Dude, there's no way in your
Great.
mind you could think that
So
Hakeem Olajuwon is
Alex
better
has
than
said his point for why he thinks Hakeem's the GOAT. Aiden said his
I don't
points
think
for why.
he's a go. I think he's a center.
Oh, that's what I mean. Best center. Aiden said why he thinks Kareem's the best center. This wasn't meant for Alex or Aiden to change each other's mind or my mind. It was just based off our opinion. So anyway, that'll pretty much wrap this video up. It's going to be a fucking long one. So I doubt anyone's going to be seeing this bit anyway. But if they are, I just wanted to give a shout out. Saturday night, shout out my boy Robert Whitaker. Go knock that bum. Nah, I love you too, Kelvin, but go knock him out. And Ben Askren, we're all rooting for you here. Jake Paul's fucking nuts. If you don't do it, then I think I might have to. So Team Ben Askren all the way. And yeah, that'll pretty much wrap up this video. Thanks everyone for watching. If you did watch, you probably
Giving us
won't.
the time
But
of day.
Mama, you're so negative, Jack.
if you do watch,
I'll see
like,
you in the next one.
subscribe, and share.